What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is your review for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 13, Episode 1. We are here for the review, for the premiere, and we are back again. So, we start this episode off, we have Dorit and we have PK fussing in the kitchen. PK eating up all the chips. Dorit is fussing at him about, his eating habits and things of that nature. And I'll be honest with you, I feel like that's sort of like prediction on what we're going to see this season when it comes to PK and Dorit. I feel like they're going to have we're going to see some ebbs and flows with them this season. Well, we see Dorit has invited Eagle Woman and her protege, Blue Raven, over to the house because they are spiritual healers. And she said, listen, this group has been through a lot this season. And we need to, I want to work with the ladies, invite them to a retreat of sorts so that we can get ourselves back together and we can align our chakras and do all the things that we need to do to heal what was broken with us. Last year was a really hard year for the group. We done lost some people, i.e. Lisa Rinna. And, I really want to find a way for us to work through it. So, Eagle Woman agrees to walk them through this journey that they have to go through. And Eagle Woman and Blue Raven, they are native women. They are native women, indigenous, actually. And so they're going to walk them through that spiritual journey based on that level of spirituality. So Dorit sends out the invitation to all the ladies. And, of course, all the ladies are like, yeah, of course, yeah. They're a little skeptical, but they're like, sure, I'll make it. Sure, I can make it happen. We see where Kyle is talking about how she felt really hurt by this group last year with the way things ended. She felt very alone in that space. Sutton is being Sutton, chat. Sutton is being Sutton. Garcelle is being Garcelle. Very skeptical. What we going to do? How this is going to look? And Erica said, listen, I know that last year I was very, very defensive. I know last year, I was on guard, but I really want to try to just negotiate my way through this crowd, through this friend group in a better space. She said, I lost a friend. She talked about Lisa Rinna. So I just want to negotiate in a better space. So we see all the ladies show up down to the retreat. The first thing they say to Erica is how much weight she's lost. Well, first of all, Kyle has lost a lot of weight. Erica has lost a lot of weight. Now, they're implying that Erica did it through Ozempic, Kyle, or what have you. Erica said it's hormones. I ain't nobody's doctor, so I ain't going to say that the side effect to hormones isn't weight loss. I don't know. I ain't nobody's doctor. I'm just going to say I've never heard that before. But okay, girl. So then, the first thing, the lady said, basically, we need to talk. I want everybody to say what's on their mind. So, Dorit, I believe, did Kyle go first or Dorit went first? It don't matter. One of them went first, but Dorit is upset with Erica because of what Erica said at BravoCon. She said she was very hurt by it. Now, child, BravoCon was a year ago. Child, I forgot what the heck she said, but they played the clip. And that was when she was asked, who do you think is the next couple to break up? And she said Dorit and PK. I absolutely 100% understand Dorit feeling some kind of way. Her and Erica have somewhat of a friendship. And it never feels good that somebody's going to predict that your marriage is going to be ending. Your marriage is demised. Is going to be, y'all know what I'm saying. Erica was like, well, it was a shady question. I didn't want to answer it. But, I did what I did. I answered the question, and I gave him a show. And Dorit was like, girl, you pranced down that stage and you did a whole hair flip. Like, you took happiness. I felt like you took happiness and glee out of speaking on the ending of my marriage. And Erica once again was like, well, girl, it was a shady question and I just gave them an answer. And Dorit was like, I'm really shocked that you didn't start with an apology. And I'm with Dorit on that one. But here's the thing. The way I would take it is, she didn't feel bad. She didn't apologize because she didn't feel like she owed an apology. She felt like, listen, here's my explanation. This is why I did it. And girl, you know how this, basically I feel like Erica was like, girl, you know how we do this. Like, Andy asked the shady questions when we we're on Watch What Happens Live. He asked the shady questions at BravoCon. It was a shady, the crowd asked shady questions. It was a shady question, and I answered it. And you got hit with that bullet. Sorry. I don't know. Later on, we see Erica talking to her therapist, and her therapist tells her, you're going to have to, show some more empathy. Like, yes, you, basically what her therapist said was, girl, you went through a hard year, but you have friends that went through hard years as well. And you're going to have to get out of your place of hurt and your place of what you've been going through and open yourself up to your friends and what they've been going through. Baby, Erica said, yeah, but how do I do that? Girl. What you mean, yeah, but how do I do that? So you're basically asking your therapist to teach you how to be an empathetic person? Erica, I don't believe that you're that jaded, that you don't know how to show empathy to people. Like, I don't believe that. I still believe that this, once again, is the Erica Jane facade that you're putting on this act. Because I don't believe you don't know how to show empathy. I just don't, girl. And let me say this. I can't believe that, because for me to believe that you don't know how to show empathy. Now, I can see if you're saying I'm not good at it. Because I'm not good at it. When people call me crying or are going through something, like, I'm awkward in how I deal with it. But to say I don't know what that is and how to do it, that's another conversation. So anyway, then Kyle spoke. And Kyle, let the ladies know that, she was really hurt. And again, some very interesting things were said, because Kyle said that she was hurt by Sutton and I think she said Dorit and Sutton, I think. But Garcelle said something very interesting. She said, you're hurt by the people that weren't the ones hurting you. Like, Lisa Rinna and Erica Jane were the ones that were saying that Kathy said this and Kathy said that. And you're mad, you're hurt by Sutton and Dorit. Like, they're not the ones that were on this campaign to ruin your relationship with your sister or ruin your sister. Like, that. And I thought that was interesting as well. Like, how you have more smoke for Sutton than you have for Erica Jane. I mean, Lisa's not there, so, that's a non-factor. But I didn't, and again, it could have been edited out, but I didn't see you address Erica at all. And Erica was the one sitting on that couch with Lisa Rinna standing 10 toes down with her. But of course, in the end, everybody hugged it out, child. They all hugged it out, and they promised that they're gonna work past it and get over it and heal and all that good stuff, child. Y'all know. Y'all already know where that's going. Okay. Now, in the next scene, we see Sutton. Now, y'all know I have this love-hate relationship with Sutton. Because most of the time, I love Sutton. Then every once in a while, Sutton will do something to make me mad. But for the most part, I do love Sutton. Now, Sutton is Beverly Hills, okay? Sutton is, when we think of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Sutton is what we think of, right? She bought a horse just now because she said that I used to ride horses when I was a kid. And she decided she wanted to buy a horse. She said, I guess I could have leased one, but, I wanted to buy one. Oh, girl. So she said, I could have leased a horse, but, I wanted to buy a horse. So she bought a horse from the Netherlands, child. And she is meeting and having lunch with Jennifer Tilly, who's an actress. And she said her and Jennifer Tilly are really good friends in real life. And she was talking to, this is the first time that I feel like Sutton has opened up about her marriage and her, like, what happened. And she said, when I first met my husband, we were equal. I was working and he was working. Then I got pregnant. And then it went from, we were on the same playing field. We were level in the same playing field to me getting an allowance. And then whenever he felt like it, he could take that allowance away because it wasn't mine. It was what he chose to give me. And she said, I want my husband, I want him to see success. I want him to be reminded that I am smart. Like, when you met me, I was a smart woman, and I was making my own money, and I was doing these things. And a part of me felt like, so do you want to, she said, but she said she also wants to show her daughter that, that she could be financially independent and she doesn't have to rely on a man. Now, I love what she said. She said, now, I ain't saying I want to stop my spousal support, because I'd be a fool to do that. But I want to be able to take that money and create a space where I am independent and I don't have to rely on it. Like, I ain't saying I don't want it. Which I can respect, because the girl, I wouldn't be turning it down either, because we don't know the real numbers, but from the numbers that's published, baby, Sutton is getting a good little piece of change. She got a settlement, and then she's, according to what they saying on the internet, child, she getting like $300,000 a month. Remember, her husband is billionaire money. Like he got money. I already said we saw Erica talking to her therapist. She's just trying to be a kind of legit Erica child. She said that, it helps that she not being indicted, and she's just ready to move past all of that. Okay. Then we see Dorit and Kyle having lunch. And let me say this, y'all. Listen, I'm trying to not be jaded, y'all. I'm trying to honestly take this season and review and not be jaded. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This conversation with Kyle and Dorit, it seemed so premeditated. Dorit is talking about how she feels like PK wasn't there for her while she was dealing with her PTSD after the break-in, and how bad things were this year for her. And she felt like PK wasn't there. And then we see Kyle saying, well, I understand, I can understand that sometimes in marriages, sometimes things just get hard in marriages. And I'm just sitting here like, I just feel like both of them are just setting up. It just felt so premeditated, y'all. And I'm sorry that I feel like that, but that is just how I felt watching that scene. And I felt like that with another scene, but we'll get to that scene in a second. Then we have Garcelle with her boys. Now, remember, she's got twin boys. They're 15 years old now. And I found this scene to be interesting as well, because we see them stop at the gas station and to gas up. Now, we know it's Jax and, I forget the other one's name, but Jax is the one with the blonde hair, the one that Erica yelled at last year. And then there's the other twin. He didn't know how to pump gas. Like, literally, he didn't know how to pump the gas, right? He didn't know how to put the gas, he didn't know when to stop it. He didn't know how to pump the gas. Now, Jax knew how to pump the gas. Jax was telling him how to do it. And what I found, and I know this may sound little to you guys, but these are the things I picked up. So they go to the beach. Now, Garcelle, I already know what my boy Mims is going to say. He's going to say, where's that beach house? You went to the beach and you ain't mentioned the beach house. I mean, was that the beach near your beach house that you built in? Or is that a different beach? I feel like that would have been a perfect time to give us an update on what's going on with the beach house. But, okay, girl. So then, I can only assume nothing. Because if the house was halfway done or in a position where you could show us something, you would have took us through that house. So I'm just going to assume that ain't really been nothing going on with the house. Okay. She ends up having a very interesting conversation with the boys about her as a working mom, her availability to them as a working mom. And I found it to be interesting because not the youngest, they're twins. Jax was like, I'm good. Like, life is what it is. They don't like the fact that they have to go back and forth between their dad's house and her house. But of course, while she's working, they can't be with her. They have to be with the father. And I'm sure this has been a part of their life, her whole life, because she's a working mom and she's an actress. And that's what, that takes you away. You have to go on location. You have to do all these different things. And so Jax was like, I mean, it's been like, you've been gone like a year. And she was like, it was like more like 3 weeks. He said, well, 3 weeks is like a year. Because at first I was like, dang, Garcelle, a year. But boy, it's 3 weeks. Go sit down somewhere. But the other son, she was like, well, I feel like you don't. She was like, well, I mean, what's going on? Like, tell me how you feel. And he was like, well, I mean, I just feel like, I feel like you're not here. I feel like, you're not a present parent to me. And she was like, well, I feel like you don't allow me to parent you. Like when you had a cold a couple of weeks ago and I wanted to take your temperature and he was like, yeah, I don't need you to do that anymore. He was like, I needed that like 3 years ago. But now I don't really need that from you. Like, I mean, I feel like that time has passed. And she was like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. He said, well, I'm glad that you can appreciate that that's how I feel. And I was just like, I would have smacked the shit out of him. Like, I felt like he was being very condescending. I felt like he was being a smart ass. And I'm going to be honest, I don't feel like... Because you the same one that didn't know how to pump gas, yet you telling us that your mother is done. Like, he was basically saying, I'm grown now and I don't need my mom. Like, I don't need you to parent me. Like, I don't need it. We're past that. And I'm like, but sir, you literally did know how to pump the gas 5 minutes ago. Like, I feel like there's still a lot of things that she can teach you. I feel like there's still a lot of parenting. You're 15, sir. There's a lot of parenting that's left. You might, and see, and what I didn't like about Garcelle's response, and I know, yeah, I got a small clip of their relationship, but what I didn't like about Garcelle's response was basically like, okay, well, you know, I'm going to have to be reflective and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, you tell him, well, look, bro, you're 15 years old. You think you know, but you really don't know. Like, you smelling yourself. Your hormones are kicking in. You on the other side of puberty. You probably got the girls thinking that you hot shit. You know, you look like you're a handsome guy. You got a nice little privileged life because both of your parents got a little change. I think the daddy got more money than Garcelle, but either way, you go to good schools, you live in nice neighborhoods, you don't want for nothing, need for nothing. You're not going to sit here and tell me that I'm done parenting, sir. You don't even know. You're not even close. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt like that should have been her response. But I didn't like her response because I feel like I feel like that's part of the problem with these kids now. Like, they really feel like they are empowered and they really feel like they have the right to, and see, this might be why I don't have no kids. Because I just don't agree with this new age parenting. And as somebody that deals with kids, it ain't working. This new way that we're parenting our children, it ain't working. Coming from somebody that deals with those kids all day long, what y'all doing at home ain't working. So him feeling like he gets to tell his mother and talk, I feel like he was condescending, and I felt like he was a little rude. Now, y'all can tell me in the comments that I'm wrong and I don't know what I'm talking about and I don't have kids, so I don't get it. That's fine. I'll eat that. But that is just really, truly how I felt, y'all. I'm sorry. So then we have Kyle and Mauricio talking. This is the other scene that I felt was so premeditated. Like, we know that Kyle and Mauricio are separated, and we know they're going through that whole thing, and we know the rumors and all that stuff, right? But again, Kyle is she's rude to him. She's talking about how they haven't been able to link up their schedules, and they haven't been able to spend time together. We found out that she's got 5 tattoos, and Mauricio only knew about 3, and she was like, well, I mean, maybe you should pay more attention to my body. And he was like, okay, girl. All right. And then she was just really like, rude. I felt like she was rude. And he was like, well, you don't have to be rude. And she was like, I'm not being rude. I'm just being assertive. Like, I'm not being rude. I'm just telling you. And I'm like, but again, 2 things can be true at the same time. Like, you can be assertive and you're still being rude about it. She's like, well, I'm just at a point where I'm not taking any shit off of anybody. I'm just not taking any shit off of anybody. Girl, again, that could still be rude. Anyway, that's what it is, y'all. I don't know. This episode ain't really doing for me, y'all. I just felt like there was a lot of puzzle pieces being manipulated and moved for us instead of it. And I mean, I get it. I know reality TV isn't reality. But it just seems so scripted to me. And I'm sorry, I had the twins wrong. Jax and Jade, I had them flipped. Jade is the one that I felt like was being rude. I mean, Jade is the one that was like, I just missed my girlfriend. And Jax is the one that I felt like was being a little rude. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.